What is up, guys? Today we'll be talking about the 2011 Super Outbreak. This is my first content out of Roblox, and today we're on the page of Tornado Archive. Of course, we're on Tornado Archive. And as you can see, we will be covering the 2011 Super Outbreak. For example, the Smithville, Hackelburg, and Tuscaloosa, Coleman, and some more. Plus, we would give you two more bonuses. This is the first part of the video. The entire video will be in parts, and let's go begin. So let's go begin with the EF-5s. So you might not look at that, but let's go begin. So let's first off start with Philadelphia EF-5. Let's begin here where the path started. Starting off as a weak EF-0 near Longino here, and north of Philadelphia, Mississippi, it went northeast, causing only EF-1 damaged trees, soon having EF-2 damage, hitting a house doing EF-3 damage, growing to its maximum width, possibly up to 1 mile wide or half-mile wide, hitting bond, and now having EF-4, and then causing EF-4 damage to homes, and then causing ground, and then 2 feet deep ground scouring is located somewhere here on the EF-5 range. Then again weakening, and then on Prince Chapel and Coy, it would produce again EF-5 damage for homes and buildings. Then it would turn northeast a little bit until it would grow a little bit. As soon as that, the tornado would begin to shrink in at the last part of its life, and then dissipating northeast of Macedonia. This is the first EF-5 tornado of the outbreak. Being possibly half-mile wide. Let's check out. It's been 900 yards, so that is crazy. Now let's go for the Coleman tornado. The Coleman tornado happened before the Phil Campbell Hackelburg tornado. Starting off near Trimble, Alabama, and going north, causing EF-1 damage, and entering Coleman, doing extreme damage, flattening buildings, and then turning north near Dackel Drive, and causing only EF-1 to EF-2 damage, passing north of Fairview, here it is, and then causing EF-3 damage, then EF-4 damage near Hullico and Hogjaw, and soon it would pass over the interstate on the interstate of North Brindle Mountain Parkway, then doing again EF-1 to EF-2 damage, passing, I think, the Mississippi River. This is not the Mississippi River. Apologies for if I'm not incorrect with this. Then finally near Cushion, Alabama would dissipate. This tornado would get a rating of an EF-4, and most of its life it tracked over a bit of rural areas. Don't worry, my mom is actually she's cleaning the house today. Don't worry about that. And let's go now to the strongest tornado of the outbreak, and that is the Phil Campbell Hackelburg tornado. And it's the longest tracked tornado in the outbreak. Look, the second track might be this one or this EF-4. So let's go begin. The tornado would begin just near near Hamilton, Alabama, hitting Barnesville on EF-1. Here it is, Barnesville. Directly hitting Weston, only EF-1 damage to EF-2 damage. Turning northeast, doing EF-4 damage to houses. And then EF-5 damage until entering Hackelburg. And 75% of Hackelburg was destroyed. Then weakening a little bit and shrinking until growing again and hitting Phil Campbell. This time also 75% destroyed. A lot of people will die there. As soon as that, Oak Grove would also get hit by the tornado, now still doing EF-5 damage. Near Mount Hope, we get a meteorologist called Gary Dobbs. He was recording on his phone. He wasn't recording on his phone. He had a phone call by the news channel, and he took shelter. He didn't have time, and then he ended the call, and while the tornado was about to destroy his house, he entered a closet, aka a wardrobe. Sorry, I'm just shaking it. It's the resolution. It's kind of getting blurry. And right after that, the tornado would hit his house, and he would survive. Turns out Mount Moriah hits it, then Langtown. Then the tornado for almost here, the tornado would pass into Finley Island. And soon passing over to Tanner Crossroads, just south of Tanner, Alabama, which is just south of Athens, hitting French Mill, and then passing Cluttsville as it would go northeast, and then it would dissipate, in Tennessee. Yep, Tennessee. Of course, it dissipated in Tennessee. Right after the Hackelburg Phil Campbell tornado dissipated, we will now get to another violent tornado, and that is Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Alabama EF-4 tornado. The tornado would form just north of Union, Alabama, passing some rural areas, and then 30 minutes away from the city, they issued a tornado emergency for Tuscaloosa. Right after, sorry for shaking, I'm just shaking it because it's getting a little bit blurry on the footage, possibly. And then the tornado would hit Tuscaloosa, doing EF-4 damage, growing to 1.5 miles wide. It would hit many areas more, and then it would hit Birmingham a little bit, and it nearly hit McDonald Chapel. Here it is. McDonald Chapel is in fact a town which got hit by many more tornadoes in the past. For example, the Birmingham F6, aka F5, that's a preliminary rating, and a few more tornadoes. Don't worry, that's my mom actually cleaning the house. Then the tornado would pass north of Birmingham, growing to 1.5 miles wide again, and then dissipating right after hitting Pawnee Heights. Right after this tornado, we get one of the violent tornadoes here, the Smithville, Mississippi EF-5. The tornado right after touching down had immediately turned into an EF-5. And right as it reached Smithville, very bad damage occurred there. There, a red SUV, a Ford Explorer, a red SUV actually, it's a red Explorer, and it got picked up by the tornado, a red SUV, of course, and it got thrown so fast that it actually bounced off the Smithville. That bounced off the Smithville's water tower. Yeah, don't worry, that's my mom cleaning my house. That's the third time I'm saying that. And when that happened, the SUV have landed down as an unrecognizable ball of metal. Then hitting turn a little bit, then entering Alabama, as it would mostly do EF-1 damage across the countryside, and then dissipating their hoses. Anyways, we will do a part 2, of course, and part 2 is there, so the part 2 is here. Part 2 is here, and it's about to get crazier. So make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Comment on my video, what should I do next? And guys, goodbye.